Welcome to the Four Listeners Program. Welcome aboard, everybody. Thanks for checking us out this week. What up, everybody? I'm Spear. On the mics this week is the Z-Man. What is up, Z?
You got too many cooks, too many cooks. Too many cooks, too many cooks.
What
the fuck does that have to do with our topic?
the fuck
Have you
was
guys
that
not seen the Too Many Cooks video yet?
No.
Oh my god.
What the fuck are you
How have you not seen this thing yet? Are you on the internet?
Occasionally, yes. I've been on the internet occasionally.
Holy fuck, dude. This is like the thing that's been going around for like the last week and a half.
I don't know, Ganthor. No?
No, I've not heard of it.
Oh my
and
god.
I'm on the internet a lot.
Too many cooks, too many cooks.
All right. Ganthor, you don't sound good over there, buddy.
Do I sound badass or tough or anything, or I just sound like
there's a little bit of badass
like
in
a
there.
sick? Okay,
It's a sick badass.
I'll take that.
All right. This week, Z-Man, something must be done about Gotham?
I'm going to go with just like TV shows that like you just want to be good, but they just aren't.
And Gotham falls into that category.
And Gotham is definitely a prime example. Like, so are you're all watching Gotham, right? Are you watching, Corey?
No, shit, no.
I am.
Could've
I'm
told
watching.
you it'd be stupid.
I'm watching.
All right, so like I want the show to be really good. I really like the commissioner with Gordon.
Yeah, Jim Gordon. Yeah.
Jim Gordon. I hate Cobblepot, but I love him. And then Fish is awesome, which is what Jada Pinkett Smith.
I
right?
hate Jada Pinkett Smith.
I think she's doing all right in this, and I like Maroney and some of the other guys in there. But every time Gordon's wife Barbara comes on the screen, I just want to fast forward it because she's absolutely. It's the chemistry between them's terrible. Her acting is terrible. She's hot, which is the only saving grace. But she's terrible.
Yeah, she's not good.
No,
she's not good.
Whatever her name.
The girl who plays Selena Kyle is terrible.
Yeah. She's. I mean,
she's awful.
Yeah.
She's awful. It's like half and half. Like half the cast is good. Like all the guys you said. I love the guy who plays. I think the guy who plays the Penguin kills it week to week.
Yeah, I mean he's spot on. You hate him. He makes your skin crawl, which is exactly what it should do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's times where he's trying to act all like vulnerable and afraid, and then there's times where he's a stone cold killer, and you could just tell that this guy's a fucking whack job. And the guy playing him is just spot on. The guys playing the mobsters are good. What's that?
What's he been in?
I have no idea. I've never seen him before. But like you said, some of the cast is just not there. And then like you want that show to be good. It's Batman.
It's Batman. It's origin story. It's supposed to be fucking awesome. But I keep watching it every week, hoping it's going to get better, and it doesn't.
The hard part about this show is that it's like the whole show is about Jim Gordon trying to save Gotham. And he doesn't.
He's the uncorruptible cop.
Right, and he doesn't. You know he doesn't.
Right, because that's the legend, that's the canon.
Right, and that's where Batman comes from.
Right.
I mean, if Jim Gordon was going to be able to save Gotham, then there would be no Batman. So what the fuck? But at the same time, there's so many little nods to the continuity. There's the guy who plays the medical examiner, Edward.
Yeah, they got Enigma's in there. They got.
They had Victor Zsasz show up a couple of.
Yep, I saw him. He's like, and he only had like a few tally marks on him.
Right, so that you can see the beginning of that.
And I got to assume they're going to keep doing this. They're going to bring out. I mean, they got the license. They can do whatever the hell they want.
They're going to bring in Harvey Dent at some point. Like
Two-Face, right?
Yeah, a young Harvey Dent. As an actual lawyer, a district attorney. They can do so much, but they can only do so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you want very badly for it to be good. I mean, and there's times where it is. There's times where when they get it right, it's good. When you don't have to.
I kind of wanted to. I kind of want like Penguin to like just do the fourth wall kind of thing, like House of Cards.
Yeah.
And just kind of just like grin. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Like I every time Jada Pinkett Smith is on the screen, I hate it because she's just overacting in every scene she's in.
I think she's overacting, but I think she's fine. I don't think it. I'm not. That doesn't bother me nearly as much as any of the other people we talked about.
I can't stand her. I think the guys playing the mobsters have been good.
Yeah.
The guy playing Maroney and the guy playing Falcone. The guy playing Falcone in particular has been really good.
Now I understand how Z feels when we talk about sports.
Corey's like, what?
Sorry about that, Ganthor.
TV?
No, it's not just TV. It's this nerd fest you guys are having about Gotham.
The whole thing with Gotham is that you want it to be good. You want it to be good, and what do? I mean, they're about what 6 or 7 episodes into this show now.
Yeah,
right.
And you're still waiting for that fucking one moment where you're like, it's Batman and it's going to be badass.
Right. and you just haven't gotten there. And then like, what's the statute of limitations? Like, when do you finally pull the ripcord and jump ship on the show?
If something else comes on better and it catches my attention, I drop them.
There's precious DVR space. You're probably going to say, nah, fuck this show, and you'll lose it, or you'll kill off your season pass. It's
not like they're going to win an Emmy or anything, right?
I don't know, maybe, and that's the thing. Like, you know that they have, like, some of the actors are good. You know that the source material is outstanding.
Right.
So there's like there should be a phenomenal show there, and you have hope for it. But how long do you give it?
Yeah.
I mean, there have been TV shows like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., similar type of show based on a comic book property, right? This is Marvel now instead of DC. This is a Joss Whedon show, and the rule of thumb is with Joss Whedon shows is you got to give it at least a season to get going.
Right.
I mean, you look at some of Joss's other shows, Buffy.
Never watched Buffy. I've never seen an episode.
I got strapped to a chair and I was made to watch the first season of Buffy, and I'm like, eh. And the guy I'm watching it with, he's like, no, dude, it really gets good in the second season. You got to get past the first season because you can't miss any of the details in the first season, and then you see the second season. I'm like, I wouldn't, based on the merits of this, I wouldn't watch the second season.
Well, that's how I am with Firefly too. I tried. I seriously tried. I couldn't do it.
Oh, see,
the joke's on you. There's only one season of Firefly.
Well, there you go. But that was the thing. Like, did Fox pull the ripcord on Firefly too soon? I mean, that for me, that show is one of the all-time greatest TV shows.
I don't get it.
See, I'm a big science fiction nerd. But here's the thing: Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. sucked. The first I'd say the first 2/3 of the season, you're sitting there going, "What is this?" And then somewhere along the line, they released the Captain America movie, and I'm going to be good about the spoilers here, but something happened in that Captain America movie that impacted the show, and from that point on, the show was awesome.
Right. All the podcasts I've been listening to said that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. once, because it's got the continuity of all the movies that are going on right now, and once they started like syncing that shit up, it went from meh to awesome.
Right. And it's been consistently good even through the first 6 or 7 episodes of this season.
Right. And they're talking about, like all these people, all these comic book properties keep on doing these reboots. The fans hate that shit. They want to be familiar with it. They want to know who everybody is at the start. Stop fucking rebooting and let me enjoy the backstory that I already know.
Right. So given that I slogged through, I guess, 15 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to finally get to the point where it got good. I'm 6 or 7 episodes into Gotham. I'm almost ready to pull the ripcord. Is that too soon?
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is like, it's the only show on Monday nights that's worth watching, right? Like, what else is on? I don't know. So if there's nothing else on the DVR that's calling my attention, and right now, like, old episodes of Good Eats and Unwrapped are getting us more interested in watching Gotham.
I fucking love Good Eats.
I know, right? And it's still worth watching the old episodes.
Yeah, it holds up.
So, at some point, I'm going to be like, nah, I don't have time to catch up on this.
Ganthor, have you pulled the ripcord on a show? You watched a few episodes.
We used to watch Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, that was another show I couldn't get into. Was it any good? Did you like it?
It had an interesting premise at the beginning, but it quickly devolved to problem of the week type of show. You know what I mean?
Like episodical?
Like, Monster A's here this week. What are we going to do? Oh, hey, we defeated Monster A. Then next week it's Monster B. Oh, no, what are we going to do? We defeated Monster B. And it just keeps... It's just that. That's all it is.
Is it that it just didn't care from week to week? Like, you didn't have to watch them in order because there's no...
No, there's no plot evolution or progress. It's just... we're going to run this show to the ground, making as many episodes, selling as much advertising time as we can until people get fed up. It happens to lots of shit. Like, I wish people would do TV shows where they come in with a set plot. There are points that they want to hit and they cover, but there's a defined end to what the show is about, and they make meaningful progression to that throughout the lifetime of the show. And so I guess what I'm saying is it's a show that maybe it'll go 2 seasons, maybe 3, something like that, maybe even 1, like HBO does, right? There's an end in sight, and they make progress towards that end, and when it's done, the show's over. That's it. It's not this rent-seeking type of, let's keep the show going forever until the ratings drop and then we can it. It's let's produce something good.
That's probably what happened with Sleepy Hollow. Is like, they're like, oh, I didn't expect for us to actually still be in the air.
Yeah, how can we string it along? Oh, I know. Let's invent a monster a week. Really? That's what you're going to come up with? When they could have made that, this interesting type of series that, hey,
See, I was like that with Lost. The first.
Well, that's what I had heard. Like, that's what Lost was billed as in the beginning, right? It was maybe 2 seasons or 3 or something like that. There's an end in sight,
But the problem is they didn't have an end in sight, and they started just creating plot lines. And then it was like you got into like season 3 and season 4. You're like, what in the hell is going on? Like they just kept introducing characters, and you're like, who the fuck is this now?
Right? Where did they? They weren't on the beach in the beginning.
Yeah, the others.
Right. The tail section. Right. The tailies. We're like, what the. Huh?
And then like all the relatives of all the main characters.
Right, and then all of a sudden there's another couple. Oh look, they're a cute looking couple. Oh, they've been on the beach the whole time. They just haven't been hanging out with our core group of characters. But now they're on.
Right.
And then
oh hey, that's interesting. Yeah, or here's somebody we found on the island from before.
That's right, and they've even admitted that they didn't know where they were going, and until ABC said, all right, look, you're going to wrap this up by season 7. And they're like, okay, cool. And then they could focus on creating the story and keeping it moving forward. And then the last couple of seasons got really good because they started focusing again. They knew, all right, I have a story to tell. It's not going to be about whatever crazy shit for the week. I have a story to tell. I have to get to the end of it. Now, you can argue, and we have, as to whether or not the ending was satisfactory. But that was only because they had so much crap that they needed to tie up.
Yeah, and that was the show. It's like they never actually answered questions. They only answered questions by making you want to ask like 10 more.
Right, it's because they didn't know what they were doing. But that was how they got. That was the hook, right? That was the hook. We're going to keep introducing this new shit so that you keep watching. We don't know where this is going, but we're going to keep introducing different shit. And you're like, what the fuck?
Right. See, they would have had a much better result if they had avoided the temptation of dollar signs and just stuck with their original plan for the plot.
Yeah, but Lost was a big moneymaker, man. I mean, it was like the biggest thing. It was the biggest thing. It was like the X-Files ran into.
I know, it was huge.
It was the same problem. Same problem.
Yeah.
So, have there been any shows for you guys that were canceled too soon?
Firefly.
Well, other than Firefly, and I wholeheartedly agree with you. Were there any shows that were canceled too soon? Like you were really into them, but for whatever reason.
For me, I'm going to say Pushing Up the Daisies.
Pushing Daisies.
Pushing Daisies. Like that show, I thought was one of the most cleverly written shows ever. The narration was really good. I thought the story was good. I thought that the set design was good. Everything about it I thought was beautiful, well written, awesome. And then just got canned.
2 seasons in, that's all that lasted. The show that comes to mind for me is Deadwood.
Never watched it.
I loved Deadwood. Deadwood was the HBO Western that had the single. I'm pretty sure I've said it on the show before. The single best written character on television ever was Al Swearingen, and I will debate this with anybody all day long. Al Swearingen is the best television character ever. I was crushed when HBO canceled that show, and they canceled the show because it got too goddamn expensive. But that show fell victim to the same thing all these other shows fell victim to. Too many characters, got too bloated, too many plot lines.
But then you look at like something like Game of Thrones, man. It's the same thing. It's so expensive and there's so many characters and plot lines, but it still works.
Well, I think Game of Thrones learned from another show on HBO that got canceled too soon was Rome.
I never watched that either.
So Rome was unbelievable. But Rome was one of the most expensive shows ever committed to film for television. It got too expensive and HBO couldn't handle it. And it couldn't handle it for the ratings. I mean, for something like The Sopranos or something like Game of Thrones, you fucking spend the money, right? Because they're huge shows.
Yeah, that's selling your subscriptions right now. It's the only thing that's selling your subscriptions.
That's right.
I read the book, so I'm not interested in the show.
Well, there you go, Ganthor. You go ahead and be literate over there.
I'm just saying, God, why are you so angry?
I'm always angry.
You're not always angry. Usually you're good-natured and affable.
What are you talking about? What spear are you referring to?
I'm the one who's angry all the time. I hate everything.
Are you a Star Trek nerd, Ganthor?
Don't take that from me. I used to like The Next Generation.
Did you watch the original show?
No, the original series.
Yeah, the original
That
series.
stuff's garbage, man. Who likes that shit?
Trivia quiz. Do you know how many seasons? Just take a guess. How many seasons did the original Star Trek run for?
I
Ooh,
want
that's a
maybe
good question.
6.
6 from
I'm gonna-
Ganthor. What do you think there, Z?
No, actually, I'm taking the under
3.
on 6.
3 seasons. The original Star Trek ran from 1966 to 1969. It was 3 seasons.
Yeah.
You would think more.
Yeah, that's a show that, I would expect, had I not thought about it long enough and I actually probably already knew the answer. Yeah, it's like something you'd expect to have been on like 6 seasons.
Right. You just think about its popularity. You think about, how it's endured.
Well, then you also think about like all the other versions, incarnations of it, which have been on for like 6 seasons. Like
Sure.
like Next Generation.
Next Generation had more than 6 seasons, I think.
Yeah,
I think Deep Space Nine had 6 seasons.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that was a terrible show.
But there, 3 seasons, the original Star Trek. It lasted 3 seasons after struggling with budget cuts. The ratings weren't great, and they ended up moving it to Friday at 10 o'clock, and that's like graveyard for any TV show. It was only really after the Star Trek movie franchise started kicking up that the popularity of the series just continued on. But you had to have that much popularity to even make the Star Trek movie. So,
What other shows? What do you got? What do you think? What's a show that's got pulled too quick?
Jericho.
Okay, Jericho. Which one was that? I remember watching that, and I actually enjoyed that one.
Jericho was a TV show where a bomb went off. And
Right. It was a nuclear bomb, and
Right.
it was just city of Jericho. Yeah, yeah.
Right, and it was canceled after 1 season. So fans went crazy when CBS, it was a CBS show. Fans went crazy when Jericho was canceled, and they sent tons of peanuts to CBS network headquarters. Like the fans just bombarded headquarters with peanuts. They finally relented and they gave it a 2nd season.
And after all that, it probably sucked anyway, right?
Well, it didn't make it through. I mean, they made it through the 2nd season, but it didn't get a 3rd. But now there's a fervent fan base behind this show, and they're pushing for like same thing with Firefly. They're pushing for a movie. They're pushing for it to be redone on Netflix. Like they're sending peanuts to Netflix now to try to get the show redone. There's a show that the network called the putt on too early. Like Family Guy, same thing. Network called the putt too early on Family Guy. We've talked about that one before. The fans went bananas. They brought Family Guy back. It's one of their biggest shows right now. So here's an interesting question for you guys. How many episodes do you think you give a show before you finally give up on it? 5, 6, 10?
That's what I'm saying. I'm waiting for something better to come along. So if nothing else better comes along, it's going to get a stay.
So is it at least more than 1?
At least more than 1 episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You at least give it more than 1 episode, right?
Yeah.
Throughout history, there have been 21 shows canceled after 1 episode.
Canceled after 1 episode?
After 1 episode. Starting in 1949, a game show by the name of Fun and Fortune was canceled after but 1 episode. A game show! I mean, how do you not give a game show more than 1 episode?
Yeah, people don't even know the rules after 1 episode.
Right. I mean, the show has to be so fucking stupid that you have to...
Or it could be just pretty flawed. I mean, maybe there's like a way to always win or something.
I guess, or offensive. Now, here's a show that was canceled after 1 episode in 1979 called Co-ed Fever.
That sounds like a show I'd watch.
Well, it was supposed to be kind of an Animal House type of show. I guess the 70s weren't ready for an Animal House-esque bawdy type of television show. Nowadays, that would be on Fox. Here's a show I can't even believe made it to air. This is in England. It's called Heil Honey, I'm Home.
Oh, Jesus.
It was a British show that spoofed American sitcoms of the 50s and 60s with caricatures of Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun, who are living in matrimonial bliss until, and this is the best, until they become neighbors to a Jewish couple. How the hell does that even make it to air? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I don't get that at all.
Who was sitting in the pitch meeting and approved that shit? That was in 1990. Wow. Who approved that?
Somebody probably high on coke.
Oh, my God.
What's the one now with Mulaney? It's got Martin Short in it.
Yep. Yeah,
that thing's on Death Watch.
That got canceled, or is on.
Oh, it's
Death
already
Watch.
gone?
I think so. I think that Selfie got canceled.
Selfie, man, that's got the green chick from Guardians of the Galaxy, and she is smoking.
Zoe Saldana?
Yeah.
No.
And it's got what's the Asian
Are
dude?
you sure?
No. It's the blue chick from Guardians, not the green one.
Oh, it's the blue chick, right?
The blue chick, not the green one.
Oh, not interested.
Yeah, she's a redhead.
You only like them green?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's smoking.
So what about shows that should be canceled but haven't been?
Oh my God! Thank fucking God, 2.5 Men are finally on their last season.
Yeah, that show went on way too long. Way too long.
Mike and Molly.
Mike and
That's
Molly.
still around?
Yep.
Yeah, but that's CBS. And CBS is just one of those weird things. Like, people watch CBS, and I don't understand why.
Was it Jets? Was that the one with Tony Danza with Forever?
Jets with Tony
Was it Jets?
Danza?
It's something about an airport.
About an air... Wings.
Wings.
Tony
Yeah, that's
Danza
not
was in
Tony
Wings?
Danza. What the hell?
Not Tony Danza. The fucking dude from Cheers. Ted Danson.
How the hell do you do that? How do you go from Tony Danza to Ted Danson?
Not Fonzie.
Neither of them were
in Wings.
either.
No. Who's the main guy in Wings?
No. He hasn't done anything in a while.
No, he's on CSI.
The only guy that's done something from Wings is the dude that was in Monk.
Tony Shalhoub.
Yeah.
Sounds like we this is a show that Ganthor actually watches.
That thing that ended in the 90s sometime.
Yeah, but that thing went on for like 15 seasons.
7. It went on for 7 seasons, and it started Tim Daly and Steven Weber.
Even like today, that Two Broke Girls,
That show's terrible.
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory I like, and I hate the fact that it's a Chuck Lorre show.
I hate you. You're what's wrong with everything.
I actually think it's a very funny show.
No. I don't even get interested in shit. I'll wait for them to get a few seasons out there and let other people do my homework and judge and find the shows that are worthy, and then I'll go binge them on Netflix.
So that's a solution right there.
Yeah, I got Newsroom. I got The Wire. I've never seen an episode of The Wire yet.
Neither have I.
And then I got Louis C.K.
The Louis Show.
Those are my backlog shows that I'm trying to catch up on.
So this is how you do it, right? You don't invest time in the show up front. Ganthor's got it. Ganthor's figured out the problem. Don't invest the 5 or 6
figured out
episodes.
the solution.
Right. Don't invest the 5 or 6 episodes. Let someone else tell you whether or not it's good. And then you binge the entire damn season or seasons all in one shot.
Yeah.
It's like what I do when I have a problem at work. If I have to Google something and there are no answers, or there's one answer or one question and no answer, I just give up. I let somebody else solve it. Go a completely different route.
Do you ask questions, or you don't even bother? You don't even bother posting.
No, I don't even bother. I'm not trying to do other people's work.
There you go.
I'm just a mooch.
Ganthor's a taker, not a giver.
I'm an intellectual mooch.
You're a taker. Trenton makes, the world takes. The internet makes, Ganthor takes.
That's true.
Who's Trenton?
I never understood that sign.
You never seen that sign?
No.
See? It's the neon sign they have on the bridge into Trenton. It says, Trenton makes, the world takes.
What the hell's the world take from Trenton?
Who knows?
I don't know. Like, is it a proud thing? Like, is it something they're proud of, or is it something that they're mad about? You know, I can't figure it. Like, what's your point? You know, why would you put a sign about that?
Stop taking things, world!
Yeah, I don't get that at all.
New Jersey.
I also don't get New Jersey at all.
And on that note, what did we learn? What did we learn about TV shows either gone too soon or not soon enough? Z-Man, what did we learn?
Goodbye, Norma Jean. I hardly knew you at all.
Okay, sounds good. Ganthor.
Just wait for Netflix, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I learned that. I learned that from you, Ganthor.
Thanks, buddy.
I learned that from you.
I learned it by watching you.
You are right. I learned it by watching you. So if you, how do I do this?
I thought we were finished already.
We are finished. I'm doing the outro.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't feel like giving time to a TV show and you'd rather just binge it all at one time, what the fuck are you crunching back there?
Gee, what's going on?
Go ahead.
Professional outfit we've got going on
Trying
here.
to get out of the
Silence
show here.
in the studio.
Jesus. Why don't you let us know on the Facebook page? Facebook.com/4listeners or 4listeners.com. You can tweet us at 4listeners, and you can check out the show on Stitcher Radio or on iTunes. Just search for 4listeners and we'll pop right on up. We thank you for checking us out this week, and we hope that you will check us out again next week. Thanks a bunch.
You know what else pops right on up?
Oh, my God.